The National Economic Development and Labour Council, or Nedlac, will convene its 30th annual summit under the theme Advancing Solidarity and Sustainability in the Economy and Labour Market. Katlego Legodi is on this story for us. Let's take you back to Sandton. And Katlego, also against the backdrop of unemployment and numbers of the unemployed in South Africa rising. So this is a very important point that obviously needs to be canvassed. But as we said earlier, people are tired of the talking. So they're looking for concrete resolutions from gatherings such as these now.
A very good morning to you once again, Sakina, and to our viewers at home. Welcome back once again to the Nedlac at 30. This is where we're already seeing delegates starting to arrive into Sandton to have these all-important conversations. You're right. I mean, Nedlac have been dialoguing for quite some time now. It's been 30 years of this dialogue, this being between social partners. Here we're looking at constituencies from labor, from business, from government, and also civil society organizations that will put the country's socio-economic challenges under the spotlight, and the unemployment rate, the staggering numbers, what have concerned most of these constituents here that will look at fostering for these solutions. The room is starting to fill up in terms of how then we're expecting as well for the Deputy President Paul Mashatile to drive these conversations this morning. But there's a new sheriff in town, Sakina, in terms of the new executive director at Nedlac, Mr. Makhukhu Mampuru, who's joining us right now to really just give us a sense of how or what we can expect from your tenure taking over in terms of 30 years of Nedlac, but also coming through at the same time when the country is fostering solutions, looking at our G20 presidency and all of these issues that have been playing themselves out, including the staggering unemployment numbers. Welcome to the SABC, and welcome to Nedlac as well. Thank you very much, sir, for giving us your time this morning. Maybe take us through what we can expect going into today and what your tenure has in store for us going into the future.
Thank you, Katlego. Good morning to your viewers. Today we are doing what we've been doing over 30 years, to report to the nation, to report to our constituencies on the work that we had undertaken in the past year. So it has been 30 continuous years. The theme for today is aligned to our G20 presidency, and you would know that all our constituencies have been chairing some form of G20 or 20 this, 20 that. Business has been chairing the B20, civil society the C20, labor the L20. Government has been convening the working group on employment and labor. So we are bringing all of that together. The cherry on top, I would imagine, other than the Deputy President, will be having young people from various schools in Gauteng to come and reflect on us, what the themes of G20 mean to them as the future of our country.
Mr. Mampuru, also I have to let you go, pressed for time, but a lot of people just worried about the dialoguing, the talking, to say that we hear that we are a country full of ideas, but we don't see some of these ideas influencing policy. We don't see them really just moving into the ground in helping resolve some of these socio-economic challenges that we see playing themselves out. How do we move forward? How do we actually start implementing rather than meeting year in, year out to talk?
Maybe the starting point is to say that there's not too many options to talking. If we stop talking, we see what happens in Ukraine. We see what happens in Palestine. We see what happens in Somalia and all other places that are unstable. So we need to continue to talk, but you're right. The talk must lead into action. And the report I'll be giving on our 30 years of Nedlac will be showing that we didn't just talk, there's been a lot of action happening. The country has adopted a national minimum wage, and that's because of talking. We have the Presidential Climate Commission in place, that's talking. We have Proudly South African in place, that's talking. So talking does lead to a lot of action, and the action doesn't necessarily just become clearer at the beginning, but the more we go, the more it becomes clearer.
Awesome. Sir, thank you very much for your time and everything of the best where your tenure is concerned. Mr. Makhukhu Mampuru coming through this morning, joining us as the new Executive Director for Nedlac. He's the lead in this particular conference and summit, but later on we'll see the Deputy President Paul Mashatile deliver a keynote address. The Minister of Employment and Labour will be here as well, Nomokosazana Meth, and we're expecting as well for those delegates to take stock and really push forward in terms of implementing some of those dialogues and conversations that have been had for 30 years of Nedlac Summit.